All right, welcome to Hangman Tarot. We are going to get started here with our single, not single, all zodiac sign. Just doing a small little spread over just kind of how things are going, maybe some outcomes, some roadblocks, some challenges, some influences, but we're going to get it right. Here's our Aries zodiac sign. Pushing up, shuffling. As I do that, I want you to go ahead and check out all of those links in the description box. Go check them out, share, like, and follow if you would, as well as go ahead and hit subscribe so that you can come back here for all your future tarot card readings and check that bell so that you are able to get the notifications to do so. All right, so we're going to get one more shuffle in for that Aries. Okay. We're starting out with our Aries singles. Trying to figure out our past love. So we're going to get into that old stuff here first, kind of find some of those roadblocks, maybe some issues from your past that might be holding you back as far as like moving forward. Maybe somebody with a water sign, fire sign, or element. Where did I put that? Good Lord. All right, so a lot of self-doubt in the last relationship, maybe having to do with the fact that it ended, also having to do with like someone not seeing the bigger picture in the situation. Maybe there was some type of temper or maybe outbursts even in that last past relationship. Could be with fire sign, water sign. Yeah, so the tiny roadblocks for Aries are actually not much. So you kind of are moving forward and you've kind of moved on. So you've just basically been wanting to build from here on out. So you've been manifesting as far as coming away from that past relationship. You have been manifesting and your spiritual growth has been really large. I keep dropping cards all over the place today. Yeah, so you've definitely overcome that. And that's just like, you've definitely started a new beginning with this Ace of Swords. The Six of Wands in the past, it's almost like as soon as the self-doubt was happening within the relationship, you had it covered. You were like, I'm not going to let this take over me. So it was almost like a reward to just like finish it up, wash your hands and move forward. So that's where you were. And that was definitely with a water sign or a fire sign. Let's find a little bit about the issues that might be keeping you back, holding you back from moving forward into a different relationship or move forward, even in a new relationship with your own self. It looks like so far, though, you kind of you were making a major breakthrough. As of like any roadblocks, there was none. It was pretty smooth. Okay. The only thing that actually holds you back is your indecision. You do address what you hold back, but you don't stop holding back. So you're like, listen, I know what I hold back and I know that I do, but it's the fact that you are, and you haven't changed it, but you are in the place where you're aware of it. Just kind of not being able to change, not being able to keep moving forward. So that is when you're not wanting to change and when you're kind of resisting the flow of life, you're definitely going to stall things up. You're going to make a bunch of odds over a decision that you're in a thinking that there should be some fear in it, that you should not make it because of something specific. Hello, Lucky Pearl. Who dat boy? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So basically, you just need to stop resisting. You need to quit, because that's the holdup here. That is the delay. Because you usually move forward with a really different perspective. When you do move forward, you are really good about trying to see somebody else's different, or, in their perspective. But it's like something here is really holding you back. And that could just be in general holding you back from a new relationship or a potential relationship. Yeah. So if we continue that, the likely outcome of that for Aries singles is no desire. You're not spending any money, so you're not going to receive any. As far as like the love department goes, you're definitely lacking positivity, and your spirits will be low as far as like energy, heavy. And again, that's just because of the delays. That's just because we're holding back and not making a decision. So when we make a decision, we call off the delays, we start moving forward with that momentum again. So just keep up the good work in all the other ways, though. I mean, it's a pretty good reading. All right, we're going to move into our single or our non-single Aries. All right. What is that? Is that okay. What the heck is that? All right. Let's find out a little bit about our non-single Aries friends. We're going to find out about you, how you feel, how they feel, your relationship, kind of a little description of it. And then we're going to go over a little advice and a likely outcome, of course. Okay, let's get started. Our non-single Aries. So this is an Aries who will be in a relationship. Now, this could be a relationship of love. This could actually turn into one that's not love. I mean, especially if it goes that way. Like, I cannot tailor the cards to do anything else besides what they're doing. Whoop. All right, so your person could be an air sign. They're feeling a little stuck. They're feeling a little uncomfortable in the situation. This could just be them kind of feeling that way, or they just are really needing to look at a situation almost like, because they haven't been. It's like there's this whole picture here, but they have not been looking at it. Yeah, so you're in a place where you're feeling as if there's control happening here. So you are feeling like you're in control, or else somebody's in control of you. And you're feeling a little out of touch in the relationship, but they're feeling very stuck, like there's no way out. So it's almost like you guys are on a downward spiral, because this does not look fun to have a conversation with you two at the moment. Something to do with an ex, maybe. I have a song in my head, but I'm not going to sing it. Cannot sing every morning for you. All right, let's find out a little bit more about the relationship. Yeah, so straight out the gate, wishful thinking on the relationship, that's for sure. It's almost like you needed to be realistic. There was options. One of them could have been your ex, maybe. Maybe that's why that kept coming up to me. There was wishful thinking in the relationship. Again, this is definitely going to be an air sign or a water sign. Could even be a Taurus specifically. So there is a lot to do here with some type of values, some type of religion, maybe something to do with spirituality. But it has a lot to do, the traditions within one of your lives has a lot to do with the relationship as well. So maybe that's where the whole being realistic and being wishful thinking, being in that wishful thinking is really kind of popping up. So it's like you got into the relationship kind of hoping that those things really didn't matter, but then, they always matter. And they ended up mattering. They always end up mattering. And this is all like in the beginnings and kind of in the middle of the relationship, because the relationship is kind of nearing towards the end. Yeah, it could definitely be Taurus or Earth. All right. So the likely outcome of this situation or of this relationship is definitely a Page of Pentacles. So this is in reverse. So there's no progressing. It's been procrastinated the entire time. And when we're procrastinating, we're actually wishfully thinking. We're not looking at things realistically. That is procrastinating and not getting to the things that we need to get to, especially when we're, walking around in life or at our job. We can't procrastinate. We'll look like a dodo brain. So it's the same freaking thing in a relationship. If you do not deal with the non-magic parts of a love ship, you are not going to have a love ship. Yeah, every time you move forward, though, it's pushing it back. So that's where you are with that. The likely outcome of that is just not being fulfilled. Your desires are not met in this relationship, so move on. Move on. And don't procrastinate anymore. Just do it. It's hard either way. So would you rather be like sitting stuck in the mud, it being hard, or would you rather be moving forward and it be a little hard? So which one for you? Because I would prefer to be in movement forward towards the future and it being a little more difficult than sitting still, like a duck with a bunch of wild animals on the loose. And I'm just sitting there stuck and I cannot move. But it's the same feeling. It's just, it looks different to us. Anyway. All right, Aries, you know all about that. Okay. We're going to move into our Taurus. So we're going to move into Taurus for our singles. Dun, dun, dun. Taurus. It is Sunday. Holy buckets. Oh, remember, by the way, before I forget, go ahead and check out all those links in the description box while you're waiting for me to shuffle. And go share, like, and follow them, and subscribe if you would, please. Hit that bell button so that I don't know if it's a button or if it's just like a click that bell, whatever. Hit it so you don't miss out on anything with me. I'm Jordan again. I am Hangman Tarot. All right, let me get one more good shuffle in here. I like to get the cards all shuffled up, must I? Okay. All right. Singles for Taurus. We're going to find out more about, to begin with, and first and foremost, we're going to find out our past situation, Taurus, okay? Kind of find out a little bit about the past, any roadblocks that might be in the way, any issues from the past that might be making it so that it's really hard to move forward. Okay. So we could be dealing with fire or water sign. Something to do with walking away. So there was you walked away from something. Kind of like, almost like you didn't know where you were walking. So it was like aimless. It was like an aimless drift. And that's our eight of cups, in reverse. And we've also got our 8 of wands, of course, in 8. So you were nearing the end of this relationship. So you were at the end of the cycle anyway, but you weren't quite there yet. So it was not a finished thing. So this relationship you had completed, and you were kind of getting to the ends of it. So you were moving out at the right time. And you knew there was going to be a ton of changes in the situation. You knew that all of the honesty, all of the truths, all the lies, whatever it is that kind of wraps up into it like a Tootsie Roll after you've been in a relationship for so long, you bite into it and truth, it just everywhere. Truth running rampant. That's exactly what that feels like, I think. So that is definitely where we're at on that, potentially water sign or fire sign. Yeah, it was 10 of Pentacles. It was a long relationship, and it reached its completion. It was at a place where it needed to be. You needed to walk away the way that you did. You needed to aimlessly just drift on out because there was nothing else going to happen there except for delay or frustration or, all of the really good negative stuff. It would have been there. So just moving forward though, it's almost like you feel like you kind of aren't winning. So when we're feeling like that, we're in that energy. There's been a lot of struggle, a lot of burden, and you kind of take all of the blame on. So when we move forward, we need to be a little more light. And it's almost as if you've been kind of like packing this uphill with you. And it's a struggle. It's a heavy struggle, especially when you're trying to move forward, maybe even dive into a new relationship. When you have those burdens, it's like, they can feel it too. And they don't want to date a burden. You know what I mean? And it may not be your energy. It may not be your burden, but they can feel it. But it's just been an uphill battle with nobody winning at the end of this. And so that is definitely an issue that has made it so that you can't kind of move forward. Yeah. So potential future is it's a positive outcome. That low energy, that self-doubt, that insecurity that you were carrying with those burdens that maybe the burdens were so heavy, it was making you that way, putting you in this really vulnerable place. This is all going to kind of edge out, especially within the future here. Just reminding you to not be aggressive. Like just try to be a little more soft, vulnerable. Yeah. So you could have an earth sign ahead and it's like freedom. Overly enjoying that freedom for sure. There is some sort of dishonesty in this upcoming relationship though. So you might want to just check in with that. And you already have like this lack of security that rides around within you. So you need to make sure you check in with this new person. They are going to be an earth sign. They could even be a fire sign, but I doubt. I think that to me, they're going to be an earth sign. Yeah, just check in with that. Because the lack of security for you is there. So check in with this individual because there is some sort of dishonesty, whether that's coming from you or them. Yeah. Anyway, it looks good to me. Keep it up. Keep it up. It's like, hoorah. I don't know what to say at the end sometimes. All right. We're going to move forward, find our relationship Taurus, our non-singles. Okay. So, okay. So non-singles, you're in a relationship, could be with water sign or a fire sign, but there's somebody who they're pretty moody. They're very loving though. But most of the love is kind of like being in love with the idea of love. So they do have like a really sensitive and moody side about them. And they also are very like they're covered up with something. They don't want to be honest about something, but it's almost like they're just kind of like, it's just a sprinkle of sugar. So they're sugaring, all of the things that they're saying, but those, it's just lying. Bottom line. And they're just kind of like a Rico Suave about it. You're kind of overcome at the moment. I don't know what's going on as far as your relationship, but you in general are definitely feeling overcome. And it's almost like you felt like you were succeeding in this relationship. You feel like you're winning. But it's like there's a lot of past self-doubt that has entered this relationship with you. And you two are in the midst of like kind of getting into the middle of the relationship, but you guys have been around with each other for a while. As far as this relationship, it's kind of boring. There's a lot of obsession in the relationship. So it's very sexual, probably a little more passionate than the other guys or this guy's, but yours is extremely passionate and that's that obsessive. And you both are very stubborn about the relationship. So it's almost like there's less hope in the relationship only because, again, there's no moving forward or backward, especially if you're stubborn about something. But there's a huge obsession here. Let's get more. So it's like maybe you're, within this, we're always in a relationship for a different reason. And maybe that's one of the reasons y'all are in this relationship. It's because you thought that lust was love. And then it turned out after like a year or so, you're like, yeah, this is, this is not what we signed up for. But you did. All right, let's find out a little more on the situation. Okay. So tarot cards are indicating just kind of giving up what, in this situation, what is not good for either of you. So it's almost like maybe this isn't working out for you. Maybe this relationship isn't. But you guys are definitely kind of like scanning through and searching and trying to figure things out. So you're trying to guide this relationship into inner working. So it's almost like if y'all focus on the quiet in the relationship, or if y'all focus on the fact that there's something in between the obsession, that maybe there is love there, maybe you could get into a better place. But that would be giving up what's not good for you, is the fact that you'd have to give up that old part of the relationship and move forward. So in moving forward, a likely outcome is just really overcommitting in this relationship and just getting your priorities in line. So yay to that. Sounds like you're going to find out something different in this relationship, and it's going to help you move forward and into a better light, see things differently. So that likely outcome is definitely you're going to remain. You're just going to figure out a new way to be in this relationship. There's nothing wrong with that at all. All right. We're going to move into our Gemini. So we're going to do Gemini singles. I got to let my dog out. Hold on. Come on, Frank. Okay. All right. All right, Gemini. What do we got? New Gemini singles. Gemini's maybe searching for love. Maybe you're not. If you have any comments, questions during the live, please feel free to leave those. If you're watching the uploaded content, you're always more than welcome to leave feedback as well, or comments. Okay, Gemini. Okay, so there's a lot of focus on yourself at the moment, Gemini. And a lot of dependence, though. So it's like something about having body issues also. So even in the past, in this past relationship, it was almost as if maybe there was some insecurities here, but you were really focused on yourself, whether that was good or bad. I'm not quite sure. I'm just feeling like it was an insecure focus. And the person that you were with had completely unfocused energy. They weren't focusing on you at all. So that's where we are as far as your past relationship. So that we're going to find out some past issues that might have come into the situation that hold you back, or kind of like roadblocks, and you can't move forward in your life. A lot of it is having to do with a little bit of depression and just not being able to move on from this relationship that you were in. the separation is something that you were taking very difficultly, but you keep blaming that other individual and you haven't really acknowledged or owned your truths in the matter. So when we do that, we are able to move forward because then we are able to forgive them and ourselves. Because if you continue to blame somebody for something that you are very much part of, or blame somebody even for just it at all being your responsibility, you will never move forward because you will not learn the lessons that you're supposed to learn there, or you will not fulfill that experience. And it's something that very much is in kind of a roadblock for you. Let's find out some issues that might be making it so that it's holding you back from, moving into a potential future with somebody else. I'm going to say this is a water air sign. Could even be Aries. Yeah. So there's a lot of worry. So the worry from the past, or just not making a clean break, or just the idea of letting go of things that you are making up in your mind. So letting all that go, because that is holding you back. That is holding you hostage in your past. And when we let all of that go, we get into a place where we do have a renewed energy. So your future outcome is that. So somewhere along the line, you will let go of that worry. You will move on. And when you do, is when your health kind of goes up. So it's going to just kind of like showing that you're, showing self-restraint. You're really trying to work on yourself as far as balancing your health, your spiritual, and your emotional. But it is vital to you being a being. Super vital. Okay. So in the future, you do have something coming up. It is an air sign. So if you have an air sign coming into your life, this person is definitely forceful. They're closed off. You want to make sure that you don't hang around them for too long. They're super aggressive. But if you want somebody passive in a situation, date them. But other than that, or see them. They do carry a lot of hostility, but they are very closed off, and you will know this person as soon as you run into them. They are an air sign. They could even, they're definitely an air sign. That's what, I wouldn't stick around them too long, only because you're just moving on, Gemini, or you're about to. You don't want to ruin that momentum. Again, you don't want to get stuck on the fact that you have to blame another person and kind of get stuck in that delay and not be able to move on. Could even be an earth sign. Okay. So that is that for singles. We're going to move on to non-single Gemini. Okay. Get a couple shuffles here. These cards are out of control today. They're just sticking to each other. Not like sticky, like sugary coffee spilled on them or anything. Just when cards get a little bit, I don't know if it's because they're getting older or what, but we're shuffled too much, because they used to be really slick. And now I feel like it takes a little muscle to do them. It takes a little bit of muscle. Okay. One more. Non-singles. So with our non-single reading, we're going to find out a little bit about you, them, and then kind of find a little bit of a description, kind of the substance of the relationship. And then we'll move into a likely outcome for Gemini non-singles. So it's looking as if the potential for this person is peace. It could be love, but it's almost like they're not feeling very grateful towards you, and you are actually in the midst of walking away. If this is your story, please let this resonate how it goes. So you're already kind of in the midst of walking away, or maybe you just did, or maybe you're about to, but they're kind of at a completion with the relationship, because this is a 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups reverse. So it's almost like, there was much to do when it comes to celebrating or have joy in this relationship. But now there's this walking away from you. It's just been aimless from you for a while now. So it's just almost like that's where you need to go. And there, the potential for love was there or is there or could be there. However, that resonates again. But the feeling of gratitude is not here for that other person. This other person is a water sign or an earth sign. Yeah, it's definitely kind of the beginnings of that it's in the beginnings of that ending. So it was a lot of security. So it was a lot of, so when we form a relationship over money, it becomes like extremely lonely. So this relationship was built on that. The foundation was money and you and me. Let's do it. So one of you is more into the money or one of you makes more of the money, and it builds like this really big loneliness for the other individual. Let's see. To like continue this relationship though, you would definitely have to be dealing with honesty, all of it, to solve it. So changed belief system, value system, changed perception of everything would save this relationship. So just we suffer through not knowing sometimes, and unfortunately in hindsight we see that. So that's kind of where this is headed. That is just some, from cards advice that can be given if this is to be saved. So basically kind of going at the outcome here. So a likely outcome is definitely a place where there could be a turning point and kind of an increase in financials too. So this might have been a walking away because nobody's making no money. So that's where that was at. But there could be success here though, if you are to level up. If you're to level up, gaining access into that new money is for sure just a turning point for some reason. Let's find out. And we do have major arcana, so it might be, kind of a large shift within your life at the moment. It's almost like getting normal back for you. Yeah, but you would have to respond to changes quickly. Stay open-minded. Something about somebody not seeing things as the other one seeing things. And it's almost like a must if you are to be with this individual. And this is a water earth sign. But vigilance is going to be a thing. I mean, you have to experiment here. You're going to have to be less deceitful. And there's, go with different plans of action. If you are willing to change those things about you, that's not a bad thing, but don't do it for another person. Do it for you. Do it in the midst of learning each other again. That's fine, but just don't do anything for anyone unless it makes you happy ultimately. Because this individual, it's like money has a lot to do with this relationship. And if there's a money increase and you see this individual pop back up in your inbox or come back home, I would have a conversation about changing the way you see things, the way they see things, the way that you live spiritually, grow, balance, heal, whatever the hell you have to do it. Because money is not going to hold that security in the relationship. It's going to make you both very fucking lonely. Okay. So let's move forward. We're going to move into Cancer. We got Cancer next. Let's do Cancer singles. Okay. These cards today, I'm telling you what. It's like they are not wanting to come out. They're like, it's Sunday. I don't want to work. Okay. Okay, so in this relationship, there's a breakup. There's already a breakup. You've already probably dealt with it, but this is probably very far away. There was an illness or some type of loss in this relationship, Cancer. But it was a dishonest breakup, however you look at it. And it was almost like a crisis almost like a crisis began, kind of like spilled out the beans, and everything happened, and all the energy went into kind of like downfalling into that breakup. It's just like a pull of dishonesty at the end. So some blocks that are ahead here because of this past relationship, you're definitely feeling like you don't want to change. And even if you fall head first, you're just like, no, I don't want to address anything here. But you need to address the things that you hold back, Cancer. Okay, just fucking do it. Just do it. I don't know why. It's just very insistent right here. Just do it. So trusting others is also something from the past that you're not able to do easily. That is a lot of energy that is being put into not trusting people. It's really holding you back from moving forward into a new relationship. Almost like being able to even discover commonalities with people is like difficult for you. You're like, oh my God, I cannot, I don't want to. I don't blame you though. You dealt with something pretty heavy as far as your last relationship goes. So I really do not blame you. Could have been an air sign or a water sign. Let's find out potential future here. Whew. Okay, you do have I don't like it. I don't like any of it. Okay, so you do have potential controlling situation coming up. So this could be a fire sign or a water sign also. Your concerns are decreasing with this individual when you meet them. And when you meet them, you'll know. The person doesn't really care that's going to be in this relationship. They really don't give a shit about you or about anybody. They don't even care about themselves. So when you ignore your inner wisdom, you will ruin yourself. This is no way to heal. So when you get into this relationship, it's probably because you haven't dealt with the things from the past. So you're really going to kind of come into a relationship with someone who you reflect from the inner. So you feel like shat, you're going to end up with someone who feels like shat too. That's usually how that rolls, or somewhere along the line. But you really need to be aware because this individual is greedy. They're jealous. They're controlling. It's not a good time. And something to do with some social aspects. They don't want you socially lingering or mingling. They're not into it. So you really need to be aware of this individual, and the card's indicating to be aware. So it's like, just do it. Just do what it says. Yeah. So, I mean, by the end of this, there is a future relationship that will be coming up. It could be a fire sign also. So you have either a fire or water sign with that next one. But after that, there is a relationship is going to be fine and calm within this one. So you'll get into a place where you start healing. You must be. Don't let them be quiet about the situation though. Don't let this individual be quiet about your relationship. I don't know why people do that. It's like, what is it? Social media wise. So it must be something to do with you social media wise. You must be on social media heavily, because both of these future potential people are indicating your social status and something dealing with it. That first one trying to control it, and that other one just not wanting to like show you off socially. I'm just saying. All right. We're going to move into our relationship cancers. So if you're in a relationship and you're a Cancer, this is your reading. Let's find out a little about you, a little about them. Sometimes they do that. All right. So they're overwhelmed. They're over it. We've got our 7 of Wands. That's in reverse, and our water 4 cups. That is upright. So you have a lack of motivation, kind of no desire in this relationship, it's indicating. So you might have a fire sign that you're dealing with, but they're very overwhelmed by the situation. They're just like over this conflict that kind of goes around and around in the relationship. They're tired as hell. Okay. They are tired. Because it's almost like you have been so self-absorbed I don't mean that in like a disrespectful way. That's just what it is. You've been so wrapped up in yourself that you're still kind of lingering in the beginning of the relationship, and they're like a little further ahead. So they're kind of like fucking like tired, because they've been running and running, and you just been like kind of like lingering. So they're a little further ahead in the relationship. And they could have been when you met them too. They could have been like, oh, I want to do this and this and this and this. And you were like, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't even want to do this. So I got to be over here. So it's almost like you're a little immature in the relationship, or you're premature, because they're like way ahead of you. So that, yeah, this relationship, again, it was spontaneous. You guys were not looking at the full picture, or else you weren't. I don't know about them. Specifically, you didn't take a huge look at things, but it's all about like being impulsive here when it comes to this relationship. That's that Fool card upright. So it's like a leap of faith, but it was just like not in the best of energy. Let me see. Let me feel. So trusting in each other and celebrating the fact that you guys are together, allowing it to be a friendship, allowing it to be something that you both have in common, allowing it to be something. It's your desire is blech. It's like it's going to end. Okay, so you're going by the end of this, the likely outcome, Five of Swords upright, you're definitely going to deal with the situation. You're going to deal with it. You're going to address the things that you've been holding back and the things that you have not been saying or doing, and that the lack of motivation, it must decrease quite a bit, because you're going to gain access into this change even when it's like super hard or you failed. There could even be a breakup eventually, but if you embrace who this person is with you, instead of just letting it be that spontaneous bullshit and letting your motivation really ruin the whole thing, you change it even when it's hard. You really turn it around here. I hope you do. That would be really rad. All right, let's move forward. All right, what do we have next? Leo? Okay, we're going to do Leo singles reading, and then I'm going to turn off for the rest of the day. We'll see. I always get back on. All right, singles. So the past lover or situation relationship, there was some secrets, and your perception had to grow from the fact that they were unhidden. As soon as you break up, this whole jar full of secrets pours out, and a bunch of them just explode in front of you, and you're like, there's the truth of it. So that's where that is. And you kind of withdrew from the situation. The whole relationship was kind of just like over. So the wait was over on that. You were dealing with somebody who was pretty immature mentally and spiritually, I'm going to say. They were really risky to your mental health. So it was not conducive. This relationship was not conducive to your spiritual, your heart, or your health, or your mental. It was almost like a risk, or just nonstop causing problems. Okay, yeah. It was a breakup of dishonesty. There was a huge separation, and it, quite honestly, kind of holds you back, only because you feel as if it'll just be a downfall with every single one, anyone that you meet up with, anyone that you're with. You just feel as if it's just going to be a separation or an illness to your life, really. So that is definitely holding you back, that lack of trust, that lack of hope, I guess. Because, when we're burned, we lose hope, we lose faith. We're like, we're screwed. we're screwed. So like, how could you be available to love anybody if you're in a place where, you know, somebody just dumped all their shit all over you? So something just even recently, it has happened where there's been a turning point and a money increase, and you've become kind of like lighter, leveled up, if you will, kind of finding some success. So you are dealing with an earth sign. So this upcoming individual is taking you into a place of reflection. So this person is making it so that you're able to find some sort of quiet time, pause, you're reflecting on whom you are. They actually, when you look at them or when you talk to them, you see an image of yourself, and it's giving you like a moment to sit there and be like, oh my God, is this what I do? Is this who I am? Is this what's going on around me? Is this what I hold? Are these the people around me? Yeah. So, but there's like growing tensions that you keep ignoring in this future relationship. There will be a lot of them. And this could be presently. And you're still uncomfortable because of that, the past stuff. So even with this relationship, with this earth sign, whom is definitely making you see a different side to things because of the reflection that they're delivering for you, you're ignoring all of the things around you because you don't want to feel stuck still. You still don't want to like bring that into the relationship, but it's still lingering. It's making you look like you're being dishonest. That's what it's making you look like. And there's a lot of passion in the situation, a lot of energy, a lot of action, really. This individual and you have a lot of action. This could be an adventure for the both of you. Definitely an earth sign. Yeah. So you offer a lot. You offer like a ton of passion. You offer security through money. You offer a lot in that relationship. So as long as you're able to let go of all that drama and garbage, you can move forward with this earth sign or with this individual who makes you see the better sides of you or who helps to increase the better sides of you. That's not a bad thing to have. It's like a live mirror, a live true mirror. All right, non-single Leos. We're going to do that reading next. I just feel slothy today. I don't know what my deal is. My energy is low. So forgive me if I've been a little bit slow this morning. These cards, I'm telling you what, they're just like, we retire. All right, so this is non-single Leos. So we're going to talk about you, talk about them, talk about the relationship. Now we're going to talk about some things that would be good for the relationship, maybe a potential outcome, of course. Okay. Could be an earth sign. Somebody who's just, somebody you're dealing with earth sign wise. Somebody who they have a lot of needs as far as trying to be focused here. So they have a lot of inner work and a lot of guidance that they're trying to run themselves through. It's not a bad thing. It's just who you are with at the moment. And this individual is open to the idea of a new beginning, but they aren't dealing with anything that's not good for them. So you're extremely open. Your arms are open for a new beginning. You're kind of rushing in. You are super, super chill on like the success place. So you're successful in your own right and you're feeling secure that way. And you feel like you're open to a new beginning. But again, they have made it very clear that they're not dealing with anything that is not good for them. And, you know, they are searching for a relationship within themselves. So these are the types of people you don't want to fuck around with because they will fucking cut you off. And only because it's good for you and them. So the relationship is very low energy. There's a lot of sluggish energy about it. So it's almost as if you could describe a lazy relationship, it would be this one. The insecurities are there, the self-doubt within the both of you as far as this relationship goes, but there's an aggression in this relationship that is extremely high. And it's almost like the relationship is powerless to move forward or to move backwards, if that helps. It is an earth sign. This is an earth sign. Yeah, just making sure that you keep that security through money. This is something big because, relationships are going to come and go, but you want to make sure that, you're secure in your finance, especially if you're already dealing with yourself, you want to make sure that this is always okay because it's something that is super important to you. So they want something practical as far as a partnership. So the likely outcome of this relationship would it be that maybe one of you or both of you don't know why it started. So it's like, what is this? Because somebody pulled somebody into this relationship. So it was needing a lot of work, but again, it was very lazy, very sluggish. A practical partnership is something that this earth sign wants, or maybe even you wants, and it's just not happening. So it's not a practical relationship. So it's in the very beginnings of the relationship. It's like a year or two in, if this is yours, but this relationship is something that won't happen only because you two are in very different spaces, as well as you could even be far apart from each other. You could even be living together, but it's just, there's something that is not working because it's not practical. It's not something that is good for either them or you. So that is the likely outcome of that. And again, that can always be turned around with intention, or if you boot up that energy, stop making it lazy, stop making that relationship lazy. And then that will, that could possibly turn things around. All right. Okay, guys. I'm going to head on out. I have a Sunday to be lazy for. So I will be back on tomorrow to finish up the single and non-single tarot card readings. If you're here for live, thank you. If you are not, this is content. Please go hit subscribe at the end of this YouTube video, as well as make sure to go check out all those links in the description box so that you can share, like, and follow. And if you would, make sure you hit that bell so you don't miss any of my notifications. And I am Jordan. I am Hangman Tarot. And I hope that you all have a beautiful, beautiful Sunday.